Take your time to get a nice solid shellac even red. See the shiny shellac on those? Right. Now to get the orange in the middle, we just go to the pencil box and we just get the orange in the middle. And no, we're not going to do that. That's not the point here. The point is we're going to take yellow and red and we're going to mix the middle. All right, you could start with yellow or you could start with red, and I'm going to start with red just to throw caution to the wind. Call me irresponsible. Red has much more dynamic range than yellow. And by that I mean it's easy to see light red or dark red, and it's hard to see light yellow or dark yellow, isn't it? So of all the colors, yellow has the least dynamic range. All right, this is what Prismacolors are built to do. They do it very well. They're my favorite brand of color pencils. I'm going to put a thin veil. You've heard me use that term before with our egg shading and our chiaroscuro. It's a light veil there, light. And then I'm going to come with a yellow veil. I'm going to put yellow on top of that. You can see it's mixing, it's blending. So there's a red veil, very thin, translucent veil, right? It's the night of 1,000 veils here. And see that dynamic range of the yellow? It's hard to see. You just have to sort of, and you're free to press harder with the yellow because it's not going to get too yellow too quick. But however, if you press hard with the red, it would be hard to, you might go too orange. You might go too red-orange. Use a very light, whispery technique. I'm using a detailed position here. Turning the paper carefully. Isn't it great? I usually have all these quick, fast, 20-second this and 3-minute that. But here's something where you can really slow down and enjoy. And you might not know that about me, but I like this part of drawing too. There's a time and a place for the fast, and there's a time and a place for the slow. Slow and patient, and so there's another veil of red, and I'm going to come back with a veil of yellow, and repeat that over and over and over until it gets to the level of orange that we want. Prismacolors are very hard to erase, so keep that in mind. If you make a mistake, it is literally etched in stone. Well, not really, but it's hard to erase, especially on this type of paper. This is just practice paper. Now, before, and we repeat, I think you get the idea, there's 4 veils there together, and we can see it's marrying into this orange. But we also want to work on the number 2 and the number 4. So we have yellow, we have yellow-orange, we have orange, we have red-orange, and we have red. And we're trying to get 5 even steps. So we're going to have to work on some of this, and some of that, some of this, some of that, some of this, adjusting, adjusting, adjusting to get 5 even steps across there. Let me go, and that's called a color scale. And if you're good at that, you can do some more. You could do yellow to blue and get green in the middle. And if you're good at these, you could try 10 steps, not just 5. After you do this on the graph paper, go over to your fancy masterpiece paper, and the quality, the pencils look better on the better paper. Let me go back to this key scale really quick here. I was looking at that while I was... Watch a little technique here I can do. I want to show you guys. There's lots of ways to... There's a trick for everything. There's lots of ways to get the job done. And there are no rules for art. Whatever will get the job done. Whether it's a traditional method that you researched in a book that's been used for 100 years or 200 years. Or so let's say we can make it all gray with the blending stump. Nice little gray. See, we don't want that to be the same like that. We want even steps up to black. But I'm overdrawing that on purpose. So I'm going to take this another piece of paper on the camera. So I've got a little piece of paper, and I've got my kneaded eraser here. I'm going to just press and peel, turn, roll it a little bit. You could, and we're getting an edge there. Now that's one way to get a nice straight edge. And remember at the beginning I said don't outline these too hard because we don't want to have lines in between there. We want the difference in key to be the edge. And that takes a lot of fine motor skill, and it takes a lot of intellectual control to do this and to judge this. We're looking a lot, and do the best you can. Take your time, and we'll show these later if you would like to participate and post your picture or show your picture. And if we see the whole classes, then it gives us more to look at, and we can say, okay, which one is the best? We would do that in an anonymous fashion. So if we were in a live studio, we would all lay them on the table with no names, and then we would all look at them, and I would ask the class to secretly select the ones that they think are the best, meaning 5 even steps. These aren't complete yet. You guys will complete these on your own. This is just the start. But then that end process of verification of seeing, oh, well, that's the one I picked. I can see why this one has 5 even steps, and that one, I can see why one is better than the other. I can see where some 4 and 5, it's great, but 4 and 5 are too close, and so forth and so on. This is just the key scale and color scale starter drill. You could move to other media to do this too, with paints and brushes by mixing colors, black to white and gouache or acrylic. You could use acrylic paints, you could use oil paints. In fact, many painting faculty have rigorous drills where their beginning painting students do these color swatches and big grids. You could also use pens, ink pens, artist caliber ink pens. This could be solid black over here, and then the middle gray could be done with hatching and cross hatching for an effect kind of like this, where you go from white to black with a series of 9 steps or 10 steps or 5 steps, and see there's no hatching, there's 2 layers of hatching, 3 layers of hatching, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we could move up all the way to black there. And you could limit that to 5, you could make it 3, you could make it 4, you could make